such an honor to be called a fool, a clown. Almost no one is really afraid of you. And you don't sound threatening, except with whatever memories of clowns people had before you. And you can work around it. Okay, so I'm Patch, and I'm gonna share with you my life in humor and say how it has infected everything I do, even to myself. So I grew up on military bases, in the military. Everybody I knew's father was in the military and fought in World War II. And they told those stories while we were in and around being nosy. I could see that in my gender, that most every male was thinking of military and or sports, which to me felt the same, only less damaging. And so I said, who am I and how do I protect myself from being beaten up, which was a natural inclination in the 50s due to a weird nerd, dweeb, dork, sissy boy. And at the time, the #1 performers in the world was Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. And they made so many movies. And what was funny is guys looked like they wanted to be Dean and get all the women. Where to me, Jerry had the whole audience laughing by being an idiot. And he did it so masterfully. And so I started to be that kind of idiot. Fool. And I don't say those in a pejorative way. I'm saying that what can be a criticism, even a bad name or a horrible name, to call somebody an idiot. But the smartest person maybe I ever met with the line of work I'm doing was an older man than I, in his late 20s, Eddie Moore, who was diagnosed with Down syndrome. And he'd had, his mother so loved him that she was so poor she would work and lock him in the closet so he wouldn't hurt himself, and then come home from work and then they'd live. And I think I have entirely fashioned my clown character after him. So I played, I was okay. I took advantage of the fact that if you got really great grades, they didn't punish bad behavior. It seemed like it was like a gift. If you make good grades, it doesn't matter where you are with the grades, it matters that they'll say, you know, you're doing very well in class, Hunter, but sometimes you're disruptive. But that's the worst they would say. So it even started to show me that you can really stretch bad behavior to extremes if it's done in the name of fun and people feel safe with the clown, the fool. Am I talking too much? No, this is interesting to you? Okay. So I also looked at the Three Stooges, and there were other, I said Caesar, there were other people who were comedic, and I would watch the laughers. Yes, I like to watch what they did, but to be in a movie theater in the front rows and turn around when the whole audience is laughing, it almost lifts the room. And I know it's funny what they're laughing at, but all of them laughing together in their own, it's probably their most free, because a lot of times in the business world you want to hold back a laugh, but in there, and that Jerry could just get people peeing in their pants. Pardon me, I hope this is R-rated. So I started noticing, you know, I'm a thinker. So I started noticing in high school that humor, play were really important and useful tools in friendship. Not just friendship meeting, but friendship forming and staying. That that humor attached with love had the longest staying power. Be fun to be with, be loving. But it wasn't, yes, it very helpful against bullying, but it was not the larger picture that it became. And right as I was thinking about it, my father died from war. I was 16, and we moved back to the U.S. And I'd never really been in the U.S., a U.S. citizen. I knew about the big presidents and the things, but it was so superficially told. And I was realizing I never really had, except in the last few days, any relationship with my dad. That he was in the room, but he wasn't present with his kids. And later it was clear it's from his war experiences. But as a kid, it felt like Dad doesn't love you.